So what in the world have they done to Signal Mountain's flying saucer house? Yep, someone painted it silver. Okay, for those of you who's not local, this is just outside Chattanooga on the way up Signal Mountain. That's actually Signal Mountain Road right there. It's kind of busy. And this is the UFO house. It's been here since 1970. I've also heard 72, 73, but I'll go with 70. It was built by a guy named Curtis King for his son. The cost was $250,000 back then, and it's never been worth that since. And it's had multiple owners. It's exchanged hands numerous times over the decades. It's built out of concrete and steel. Now this thing has been white ever since I've seen it, probably since day one, but somebody recently painted it silver, and I don't think I like it. There's a story, one of the previous owners, see the stairs down below? Those used to retract like airplane style, and I guess there was a couple that was quarreling. The wife got mad at the husband. Husband was inside the home, and she raised up the stairs and parked his truck underneath it so they couldn't be lowered, trapping him inside there. So that's kind of funny. Now the stairs don't raise up anymore. They're fixed in the down position. Look like they've planted some kind of vegetation there. I wonder how high that's going to get. Now this thing sold at auction. Well, there's an elderly couple that lived here. I think they're sort of eccentric. They lived here for quite a few years, in fact. And I believe they sold it in 07. This thing went up for auction in spring of 08. And I found out about it right after I came up here. I would have been dumb enough probably to bid on it. And some lady from Ohio bought it sight unseen, I think for like $119,000. And it needed work at the time. About 6 months later, maybe a year later, she ended up selling it for $130,000, so she probably got out of it. You know, I'm sure there was a buy fee when she bought it, and then of course realtor commissions. So this guy bought it, put a lot of money into the rehab of the inside and everything, and was going to use it as a vacation rental, which he did for a while. But then the town of Signal Mountain said it's not zoned for that, so he tried to get a variance or a zoning change, and it didn't happen. Because, you know, your neighbors, and look how far away your nearest neighbor, I mean, you know, come on, people. There are none. Neighbors protested. So you tell me it's a 3-bedroom. You tell me how a full-time family with 2 vehicles coming and going every day, with kids running around every day, would be more disruptive to the neighborhood than a minivan parked under there on weekends, you know, for a vacation rental. Good Lord, people. So anyway, I believe it's got about 2,000 square feet in it. It's a 3-bedroom. It used to have 2 bath. I think it's listed as 3 now. And the guy just had, I don't know what the guy's doing with it, just has a vacation home for himself, I guess, or a weekend retreat or something. He got kind of screwed. So he put a lot of money into it. You can go on Zillow and search 1408 Palisades Drive, Signal Mountain, and it's got the listing from when it was for rent. It's got all the interior pictures of it since he's remodeled the inside. It looks pretty good. Now, I remember this house, God, 20 years ago, maybe 15, probably closer to 20 years ago. It was featured on Extreme Homes, which used to air on HGTV. I don't know if anybody remembers that show or not. And I actually remember that before I was even up here. So, all right, so there's the newly painted UFO house on Signal Mountain. All righty then.